Hello, and welcome back to Circumspect's beekeeping tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about setting up your apiaries and actually acquiring bees. Now the first thing you need to do is make a scoop. Take some sticks and some wool. Make yourself a scoop. And you have to have a scoop in order to acquire bees, because if you destroy a hive block with anything else, it won't give you bees. So this right here is a naturally occurring hive block. You'll find this is in the desert biome, so we're going to get some modest bees from it. Just walk up to it, whack it with your scoop, and you'll get one drone and one princess. Now, once you've gotten some bees, you're going to want to set up your apiary. These are just examples of naturally occurring hives. These are all 6 types that occur in the wild, and that corresponds to forest, meadows, modest, tropical, wintry, and marshy, in that order. The first and most important bee that you want to get is a tropical bee, because the tropical bees produce silky combs which will allow you to make your armor, your beekeeping armor with. This is the beekeeping armor you can see here. So you'll want to start out with tropical bees, because not only do they produce honey that you want, but they also produce silky combs which allow you to make your armor. Tropical bees occur in the jungle biome, so you'll want to go there first. Now, when setting up your apiary, I find it best to go to the ocean biome, because the reason I use the ocean biome is because it is compatible with the most types of bees. If you press the F3 key, you'll see your biome there in the left-hand side, and right now you can see it changing between beach and ocean. So what I've done is just built this little platform out to the ocean biome, and I'll place my apiary. Now, depending on what types of bee you use, you'll need a couple of things present. First of all, the correct biome and the proper types of flowers. Every bee requires some sort of flower. And cactus, rose, the normal yellow type of flower, and mushrooms, and also ferns and vines all count as flowers. In particular, for tropical bees, you'll need ferns or vines. So you can just harvest these out in the jungle biome by means of an axe, or if you're using such other add-ons as industrial craft, you can use the chainsaw, which is pretty funny. So you'll want to place them in very close proximity to your apiary. And keep in mind, this is for setting up a tropical apiary. Now, in order to produce honey or combs, you need a queen bee. This is a queen bee right here. But as you noticed from the natural hive that we harvested, you don't get a queen bee. You get a princess and a drone. In order to create a queen bee, you simply take the princess and the drone and put them in these corresponding spots. You'll see the meter go up, and what's happening is you're actually breeding a queen. So now you can see you've got your queen, and it will start producing if all of the right elements are in place, such as the proper biome and also the proper flower. Another thing to consider is if your apiary doesn't have a direct line to sunlight, it won't work properly unless you have bees that are compatible with cave. And we'll talk more about that later. But for now, just make sure that you set your apiary up with a direct line to the sun, and also keep in mind that if it's raining, your bees won't produce. Now, as you can see, this little bar here on the left side is starting to go down. And that's actually the life meter of your queen. Once this reaches 0, your queen will die. But don't worry, once it dies, it will produce 1 princess and 2 to 3 drones. But during its lifespan, it will also produce combs. Now I'll show you an example. I've had this apiary working already, and as you can see, the queen died, and here are its spawns, along with its produce. Now, once your queen dies, you can simply take the offspring, place them in the corresponding spots, and the process starts all over again. Also keep in mind that if your products slots are full, you won't receive any more products. So, for example, you should just make sure that you empty out your drones after each cycle, unless you are keeping them for specific reasons such as crossbreeding and such, which we'll talk about more later. Now, just so you know, forest, meadows, tropical, and marshy, all these types of bees are compatible with the ocean biome. And the reason this is important to know is because, for example, if you set up your home base in the taiga, well, you don't want to walk 300 clicks to the nearest jungle biome just to be able to work with your bees. So it's really convenient that if you're near an ocean biome, you can set up multiple types of bees and they'll all coexist together just fine. The distance also affects whether or not your apiaries will produce anything, because if the chunk isn't loaded, then your apiaries won't produce. So, for example, if you can't see the chunk where your apiary is located at, then it won't be active. And there are ways around that, but for now, that's all you really need to know. Now I'll go over a few things setting up these apiary stations. Just for your general setup, you're going to want to set up a few apiaries and then some normal flowers and some cacti. Then for your marshy, which only accept mushrooms as flowers, you're going to have to get a little bit creative. Now, I've started to set up the mushroom area, as you can see. And what you'll need to do is, because mushrooms require a certain low level of light, you'll need to block off the light so that you can place a mushroom. So what I'll do, just for example's sake, is I'll destroy that guy and take some mushrooms, some dirt. And as you can see, when I try to place a mushroom, it doesn't work. So what you'll need to do is you can place your apiaries right out front like this right here, and then you can place a wall of dirt here. Then just make yourself a little like cave area, and once you've got it dark enough, you should be able to place a mushroom like so. And once you're done with that, if you'd like to, you can come back and take away a couple of blocks, but I don't suggest that you take away too much, because eventually you'll increase the light level too much and the mushroom will disappear. So that's about all you need to know about setting up your first apiaries. And remember, as I said, it's most important to get tropical started first because of the byproducts. And next time we'll talk about making your bee armor and also using your bee gadgets. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave your posts and comments, and I'll be happy to do tutorials on just about anything Minecraft related. Thanks.